Disruptors, and welcome to our very first episode of season 2 of Mindset Mastery Moments with yours truly, Dr. Alisa Whyte. I just want to start off by saying a heartfelt thank you to all our listeners and viewers across the globe. It has been such an extraordinary first season. We've completed a full 30 episodes, some with just yours, Dr. Alisa, the #1 mindset disruptor. And we've had some amazing, phenomenal guests who I cannot forget to mention. We did a studio recording with amazing Deb Holt. We started off with the phenomenal #1 breakthrough strategist and global thought leader, Dr. Kareem R. Ellis. We hosted Dr. Eric Recker. We've had Miles Threat, Akeem Shannon, Charlotte, she is also the wellness coach. We have just had phenomenal episodes that I have literally enjoyed listening to myself and benefited so much from the exponential growth in my personal and professional life. And I have to say to all of you, thank you for your support, your enthusiasm. Yes, we have come to a place now where we're over 10,000 downloads per month, and that is phenomenal. I am personally grateful that you keep joining us week after week, and you're here with us for season 2. Yes, our team has grown. We are brought in editors, and we've done some exciting things for season 2. I'm just blown. We are continuously, it's only been 9 months, 30 episodes. We're continuously in the top 100 space on Apple Podcasts, which is humbling. We are also top 1% podcast in the world for over 7 months now. It is phenomenal. Out of almost 4 million podcasts, we rank in the top 1%. And that is because this podcast has meant something for you in the transformational state of your mindset in your personal and professional journey. And so again, we thank you. We still encourage you to get on and rate us and give us a review an episode. We love seeing those comments. Keep sending us emails, keep asking questions. But now let me tell you a little bit of what's coming up for season 2. Season 2 is going to be epic. Here's why. When it comes to Dr. Alisa Whyte, if there's no growth, I'm probably not there. So we've got to stretch. We've got to grow. We've got to go further. We've got to go harder. We've got to go longer. We've got to bring you even better guests and better episodes. And so this is where your ratings and you keeping us in that top 1%, keeping us in that top Apple 100 podcast is pivotal, because guests, we're able to bring even more influential and global thought leaders from around the world. But the season 2 is not just going to stop. We've already had phenomenal ones. We've got some phenomenal ones coming up with Melanie Ann Layer. You can look her up. Powerhouse woman who started her business in her car when she was homeless, and now she's well over $8 million in revenue in her business. We've got Leslie Fiorenza come in, Dr. Slava Sheikha Al-Nabusi, who owns 3 dental practices, but she's taking the world by storm in teaching the power of mindset mastery and the oneness of each human and how we're interconnected. We've got Charles Utter with an incredible story and book that he's wrote it. Christopher Volk, a multimillionaire coming straight off of the New York Stock Exchange, multiple commercial property investor. Keisha Hickson, who has a phenomenal story of overcoming the mindset of fear and dealing with life-threatening illness and now pivoting and being a global thought leader and influencer. We've got a special episode with Arash Vusagi, who is right here in the Phoenix area, another impactful global thought leader. He will bring the power of mindset and how to bring that millionaire mindset. We've got my dear friend and sister, Janae C. Walker, who is a top sales strategist around the globe. And then my sister, Nina Zapala, who is just powerful on bringing mindset, travel, and spirituality into oneness. And then we've got Bakari Jambor, another one of our leaders in the Mindset Mastery 360, who is going to teach us that we are what we think about. We've got even more episodes lined up. Judy Wilkins Sloan, Talia Bombola, Mariam Katilia from Australia. We've got individuals from all over the world that are just lined up. Those episodes are set and ready to go. And we've got some live recordings coming to you. You'll be able to also see us live in studio for some of those episodes. We also have the privilege of bringing you a special series. Yes, there will be more episodes per week, at least 2 coming up in season 2, where we will have limited edition episodes coming through. We will be doing them they will be called specials, and you will be getting 10 episodes of me and phenomenal co-host, some of my very dear friends and business leaders from around the world. So get ready. It's going to be epic. Listen, continue to like, subscribe, share the podcast, let us know, and keep sending your questions to info@alisawhyte.com. Yes, that's info, and a member of my team will get those questions over, and we can plan episodes around your thoughts, questions, and ideas. And if it's strictly for a guest, we will forward them over to you, and they will connect with you and answer your question if it's not answered live here on the podcast. So we're going to be having so much fun. Leadership, resilience, growth, personal and professional growth. Stay tuned for a season filled with transformative content designed to help you lead the fulfilling life that you truly desire. But I just can't come with the excitement and the celebration. I've got to leave you with some gems. I've got to get your mind in shape for what we're going to do this season. One of the biggest questions I got inbox and in mail is many individuals seem to struggle with the concept when I continuously say you've got to connect with your true values and your core beliefs. So today I want to take this time for just a few minutes, because this is going to be a very brief episode, and talk with us about what are our true, what do I mean when we talk about values? I want to help us understand our values, our core values. You see, we will talk about beliefs, and we've talked about dismantling limiting beliefs in the previous episodes, but I want to talk about values because it's so often confused. Let me say this to you. Values are fundamental beliefs. You see, it's another layer of your belief system. Values are fundamental beliefs that guide your attitudes and your actions. I talk about think, speak, do, become, right? And so, my system, the way we think, it becomes things that we begin speaking, and then things we do and do repeatedly, we become habits and behaviors, and then it gives us the results that we get. So values, again, if you're taking notes, help guide our attitudes and actions. They help us determine what is important in our lives, and it provides guidelines for how we behave and how we make decisions. Our values are the compass that directs our life choices. I love to say it is the needle in our life's GPS, in our life's compass. So influencing, when we think about what influence everything from our career decisions to our personal relationships, it is going to be our values. And so many times we confuse morals versus values. While it's so important for us to understand the difference between morals and values, think of morals like they're the systems of beliefs. They're the systems of beliefs. And it's not about right or wrong, but it's often taught by society and culture. So morals are a system of beliefs, and it can be sort of the right and wrong concept, which is taught to us by our society that we live in and the cultures and homes we were raised in. And morals provide us a collective sense of what is acceptable behavior. Whereas on the other hand, values are personal and internal. This is why I say connect with your true values and your core beliefs. Keyword yours, because when we think about morals, It's the external influences that's guiding us there, okay? So I want you to think of your values as principles that you hold dear and that resonate with your truest, purest self. While morals have a more social component, values are deeply personal and they're unique to every individual. Let me tell you an example. For example, I may have been raised in a Christian household where, and I'm going to step on some toes here a little bit, but this is my values, where I was raised that abortion is wrong. And I will tell you, by design, I believe that if God allows pregnancy, He intended for this human to come to life. And it is taking a life. But I'm not going to call anyone a murderer, because for me, my church and my religious belief says morally, that abortion is wrong. But Dr. Alisa believes, this is where my values differentiate with my morals, that it is someone's right to choose. So I remember being asked as a young girl, are you pro-choice? Is it pro-choice or I don't even know what it was anymore, but it was pro whatever, because I don't do bandwagoning. I literally, and as I got older and got into my 40s, yes, believe it or not, I've been around for over 4 decades. I'm just like, I don't do any of these things. I have my own values and my own beliefs. And my belief is that you have to answer to God for whatever you do, and that everyone has a reason why they make the choices they make. And I don't think that I should force my thoughts, and I don't believe the government should force their thoughts, or any religious entity should force their thoughts and their beliefs on anyone. But if you accept those morals and you live by them and you own them as your values, then that's you. My value is that someone should have the right to choose. And why do I say that? Because I can't blanket everyone who's going to have an abortion into one pack. And I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to have an argument with anyone who's pro-life or pro-choice. See, I remembered. I am pro you creating your best life. If you don't know that, then you don't listen to this podcast, and you should listen more. But that's my value. My value is that people should have the opportunity to make decisions based on their circumstances. And that is a value. So do you see how the morals and the value is? It's very, very different. So let's talk about how you can identify your personal values. If you didn't catch it, I want to go a little bit deeper. So identifying your core value is a very crucial step towards an abundant and fulfilling life. I promise you, it doesn't matter what kind of money I had in my account or didn't have in my account. Being confident about what I believe and what I value is the biggest, this is why I call it the needle in the GPS system of my life, and it is yours too. So to discover what truly matters to you has to be a priority, and reflect on it. Moments in your life when you just felt your happiest and the most proud of yourself and the most fulfilled with yourself and your life. These are moments that will often highlight your core values. That means you're walking in a space of authenticity. You see, authenticity can only be there when you are in your core values and true beliefs. And so it's, even with this podcast, the way I'm able to bring you the real and be so authentic, and I believe I attract more people to my work and what I do, and I'm able to help more people because I am operating in authenticity by being as connected as possible with my core values. And so it is a journey, guys. It's not very difficult. Like I said, think about when you're happiest, when you're most proud, and when you feel most fulfilled. That's a telling sign that your value systems are in more play. And when you're miserable, feeling defeated, unaccomplished, or dissatisfied with your life, it's because you're probably faking the funk a lot and you're living according to societal morals and norms. Now, does our morals coincide with our core values? Yes, they do. But there is a difference for many of them, and you have to let go of the societal norms. For example, think about a time when you felt immense joy. What was happening? Who were you with? What were you doing? You see, the answers to these questions can reveal values such as how you feel about family, creativity, or achievement. Another way to identify your values is to consider what makes you proud. What accomplishments or experiences fill you up with pride and joy? You see, these reflections can point to values like integrity, perseverance, or kindness. You see, I always tell people that I remember, people saying, and I made a post about this on my social media, you're so kind. How could you be so kind and patient and forgiving with your ex-husband or that individual who hit you on the head? Well, I tend to say everything about how I operate and move in this season of my life is not about anyone else. So even when I'm giving and I'm over giving, it's obviously because it's filling something in me. And I want to bet you too. It's filling something in you. So we as humans are inherently self-full. I don't like to use the word selfish because there's negative connotation. We're self-full. We're always seeking ways to fulfill ourselves and feel fulfillment. So why not go all out on your values? So let's talk about how you can apply your values, your core values to your life. Once you've identified your core values, and we can talk a little bit more like that, just get on a call with me. Let's talk about it. I even have a full replay that's available on my website that you can absolutely download for free. We'll talk more about that at the end. But once you've identified your core values, the next step is to align your core, all your goals and your daily decisions with them. Here's the thing. Earlier, we talked on Valentine's this year, 2024. I did an episode. You can go back and listen to it. And I talked about using your, and that's where a lot of people are like, what are my core values? How do I find them out? When you are connected to your core values, it's easier to decide which career pathway. And if you've already decided and know what your purpose is and what career pathway you want, then it's easier to decide where you're going to work and how you're going to demonstrate that purpose, because your core values, I'll tell you what, it's so much easy to choose friends, business partners, business activities, and most importantly, the person who you'll share your life with. Because here's the thing, many relationships, they have all the statistics about money being one of the greatest reasons why people don't last in marriages and relationships. And also they've brought in communication, but hold up, swole up. We cannot communicate any of those things, and we can't truly be in alignment with another soul if we're not in alignment with ourselves. And this, my friend, is the secret sauce, is being able to connect with your core values and applying them to every area of your life. So once again, identify your core values. Then the next step is to align them with your goals and your daily, keywords, daily decisions. You see, when you're living in alignment with your values, it means that your actions and choices consistently reflect what is important to you. The alignment is key to experiencing true fulfillment and happiness. Listen, we're not just talking about being fulfilled and being happy as a cavalier conversation. It really is my goal for you, listeners and viewers of this podcast, and anyone who follows me, that you live in fulfillment and happiness. And for everywhere I go, is that you find fulfillment and happiness. You see, a lot of us think that fulfillment and happiness will come from when we get that promotion, when we get that next job, when we get that new boo. But honestly, fulfillment and happiness comes from within. It's really not an external thing. It's an inside job. And it really is your soul resonating and radiating at its highest. So let me give you a few practical techniques on how you can help yourself maintain alignment with applying your values in your lives. Number one, read your values daily. Once you make that master list, and let me give you some examples what those lists look like. I value kindness. One of my core values is kindness. I say my top value is loyalty. Another value is I seek to understand and understanding another person, their perspective, their goals, their mission, and then service is another one. So these are some of my top values. You're going to come up with a list of over 60 if you keep going, but then you're able to narrow down to your top values. So I want to encourage you, make that master list and read your values daily. Keep a list of your core values where you could see them. Get a book, a notebook, even if it's this small. And listen, I use my phone. I have some masterful note-taking systems in my phone that I use and I can go back to anytime. So keep a list of your core values where you can see them every day. Reading them regularly will keep them top of your mind and help guide your decisions daily. And then the next one is set reminders. Use reminders or affirmations that reinforce your values throughout your day. You see, these you can have sticky notes in your bathroom, because here's the thing. You want to get in the habit of practicing and letting your core values lead you. So for me, I'm a little bit more natural about them. I can tell when I'm in a situation that's conflicting with my core values. You want to know how I know? Because I either get very sad, upset, angry, passionate. You can tell when I'm in a space of conflict. I can tell. You might not be able to tell because I'm a little bit more controlled now. And I start to feel that boiling sense where it's complete conflict, or that uneasy, dissettled feeling when I'm in a more calmer situation. And when I know that I can recognize, I'm like, okay, the reason you're having issues right now is because this does not sit well with your core value. For example, if I saw a person yelling at their child and saying demeaning words to them, that's disrespecting the human spirit in that child. While that child may be climbing the walls, you should get up and go assist them and have a conversation with them about safety, not yell at them, you're going to fall, and if you bust your head, it's just good for you. That's a conflict to me, because it's just a conflict. So I've learned, because first I look at someone and give them the stink eye, as I would say, and be like, give them that look of disgust, which is more of judgment. And what I've had to do is learn to control that and not do that, actually, because it doesn't help anyone. And I could say, look over and be like, oh, little Johnny, you got to be safe, friend. And I don't even know the child. I'm just in a waiting room in the lobby. Safety first. If you fall, you might hurt yourself. I just go over and interact and show that mother or parent or caregiver how it might be a good way to talk to Johnny. And I could see the guilt, and then, I had this situation where I said, it's scary because if he falls, then I'm in trouble. But I did what I was supposed to do, was be the light I want to see and the change I want to see in that situation, right? So set reminders and use your reminders to do your affirmations. Reinforce your values throughout the day with yourself. If you're using sticky notes and alarms on your phones, visual cues in your environment will always help as well. So setting those reminders will help. And then thirdly is reflect and adjust them periodically. Periodically, I encourage you to just take time to reflect. What are your actions and decisions are truly in alignment with your values? One of the things my mother taught me very early was, before we said our prayers at night, she asked us to reflect on our day and what our actions might be. And she said, did you sin against God, right? Did you sin against, did you disobey any of the 10 commandments, right? And so that reflection process is so helpful for me. It's so natural. And there are times when I look back and I'm like, you shouldn't have said that to Jane. You shouldn't have said that to Miriam. You shouldn't have done this. You could have acted a little bit better in that situation. And because I am gentle with myself, I say, okay, I will do better. And I'm aware, it's self-awareness. I'm aware of the actions that I'm doing and how it's not in alignment with me and who I'm asking to become and who I'm working on becoming. And there are times I've gone and apologized to people and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't ever remember. But it was not even about them. It was about me. So do the reflection and the adjustment where it needs to be with seeing that your decisions are in alignment with your values. If you find discrepancy, just make those adjustments and get yourself back on track. Don't be hard on yourself. Remember that personal values are unique to each individual, and they play a crucial role in shaping our life choices and our overall happiness. So by understanding, identifying, and living by your values, you can create a life that is authentic, meaningful, and truly fulfilling, my friend. You know what? Today, I want to say that you can absolutely find so much more peace, abundance, and fulfillment if you take the time up to connect with your true values and your core beliefs. Yours, not the morals, the values. Listen, just as a special, I'm going to put the link in the bio wherever you're listening or watching this, where you can go and you can absolutely watch a full masterclass that's called Core Values Reimagined. Yes, we have it. You can watch it at any time. It's available for you. It will be a one-time watch. So please, when you set the time and you choose a selected time when you're going to watch that replay, do that. And so we're excited to give that to you as a gift so you can dig in a little bit. But if you just use this episode, it will be enough. And please, sharing is caring. Help the people in your life, because when you are connected to your true values and you are living and walking it, and your spouse and your friends are doing the same, can you imagine the level of beauty and authenticity that will flow in your relationships? And so thank you for joining me today on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, as always on Mindset Mastery Moments. I'm excited to continue helping you explore transformative topics with our next season that's right here. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode with someone that you might benefit, and stay tuned to Mindset Mastery Moments. Until next time, keep thriving for your highest potential. You can do it. We've got you here, because success starts with how you think. Everything begins with thought. Thank you so much for listening to Mindset Moments. I am yours truly, Dr. Alisa Whyte. Be sure to tune in next week for another empowering episode. Follow us on social media. Let us hear your feedback. And remember that you are the gift and the change that you have been waiting for. Make the decision, change your mindset, and put your actions behind it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.